Welcome back to the Chapter 9 Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. In the previous video, we discussed about introduction to the tissue culture and requirements for the tissue culture. Whereas today, in this lecture, that is lecture 14, we are going to discuss methodology of tissue culture. As we understood that for the tissue culture, we have to maintain hygiene condition, aseptic condition, and also only a part of the plant body is enough for the growth of thousands of plants. So whatever the part of the plant body is prepared, that is called explant. Hope you remember. Part of the plant body which is removed, separated from the mother plant is called as explant. Now, since we are going to grow this explant in the nutrient medium, so we should sterilize the explant. So that step is called as sterilization. So sterilization is making our explant free from any of the microorganisms. So sterilization is an important method where a number of steps are there or methods are there to make our plants disease free. If equipments are not properly sterilized, whatever equipments we are using for tissue culture like test tubes or the nutrient media preparing salts and other equipments what we are making use of, they should be sterilized. If they are not sterilized, then there will be contamination occur, due to which experiment can fail. That is, our plant cells will not grow into new plant. So sterilization is an important step. We can do sterilization by using a dry sterilization method, wherein a machine will be there with which we are going to pass calculated amount of radiations which will kill if any of the virus or bacteria or any of the organisms are there. Or else we can make use of autoclave, which is called wet sterilization, or we can make use of alcohol, like 10% of alcohol can be used, and with the help of the cotton, by dipping the cotton in that 10% of alcohol, we can wipe the explant. If not, then we have again the chemicals, like we are going to make use of 1% of hypochlorite. Hypochlorite 1% also will kill if any of the organisms are there on the explant. If not, then the alcohol products like 70% of ethyl alcohol we can make use. We have to just wash the explant in this, or else 10% of hydrogen peroxide. If all these chemicals are not there, then we just can immerse the explant, dip the explant in the boiling water. Just we have to dip and remove. So that also make our explant sterilized. So that is the first step called as sterilization. Coming to second step, which is called inoculation of the explant. So what is inoculation? Sterilized explant has to get transferred into the nutrient medium. So that process of transfer of the explant into the nutrient medium is called as inoculation. Let's read. Explant is sterilized properly and placed on the nutrient medium. So this step is called as inoculation of the explant. See, in a aseptic hygiene condition, the process will be done, and before we do inoculation, all the equipments like a forceps, beaker, our hands also we are going to sterilize. That's an important step. Now, coming to the next one, that is a callus formation. So once we do inoculation, that is once we transfer the explant onto the nutrient medium, the unorganized mass of cells will get produced due to growth of the explant. So a single cell which was there, that will be converted into a mass of undifferentiated cells, and that process is called as a callus formation, or this mass of undifferentiated cells is called as a callus, and the process of formation of callus is called as callogenesis. So here is one picture showing the callus, which is with the thin walled living parenchyma cells, and development of this has taken place due to the proliferation, that is a formation of new cells from the explant. All the cells which are there in the callus will be identical because they are produced by mitosis. So this mass of undifferentiated cells which is formed is called as the callus, and the process of formation of callus is called as callogenesis. Callus is a mass of undifferentiated unorganized cells. Now, once there is a formation of the callus, we are going to add hormones like auxin if we need a root system, or we will add cytokinin if we need a shoot system. If we need both, then 1:1 quantity of auxin and cytokinin will be added, which will make our callus to get differentiate into new plants. Okay, so auxin roots are formed, which is called rhizogenesis. As you know, rhizogenesis is for root. When we add cytokinin, there will be the formation of what? Shoot system, which is called coelogenesis. Can be asked for 1 mark. Now see here, the callus which was there got converted into root and a shoot system, and we are able to see even the leaves. So wonderful process takes place with the help of the tissue culture. Cells which are there in the nutrient medium, they'll start absorbing the nutrients and start multiplying, and due to the multiplication only we are able to convert a X plant into a new plant. Coming to fourth step, that is morphogenesis or organogenesis. This is the process of development of different organs such as root, stem and leaves from the callus. So as just now we observed in the previous slide, mass of undifferentiated cells which are there as a callus will be converted into root system, then shoot system may also develop what? Leaves. So this development of roots, stem and leaves is called morphogenesis, or also it is called organogenesis. So in this video we discussed about methodology of tissue culture, whereas in the next video we will try to discuss types and applications of tissue culture. Hope you understood the contents of the video, students. Thank you.